It's time for your statewide Alabama weathercast.
Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Drew McCombs with the Alabama Weather Network, and this is your afternoon statewide forecast update. And we've got a few more showers and thunderstorms on the radar this afternoon than what we've seen here recently. You can see we've got a few specks there and a few actual downpours in the northern part of the state, kind of the northeastern and eastern part of the states as well. And then further to the southwest and to the west, definitely just mainly hot with just a few clouds in the sky like we've seen for the most part the last week or so. But it's nice to see a little bit more on the radar than what we've seen here recently. And you can see actually fairly heavy showers and storms moving through Madison County at this point, right there kind of moving through downtown Huntsville up towards Hazel Green in the northwestern part of Madison County. You've got a heavier cell in western Colbert County as well, and there's been a few also in Morgan counties and places further to the south. We'll jog a little bit further to the south there into central Alabama, and again, looks like most of the showers are east of the Birmingham area, although there's been a few in Jefferson County. There's a few there near Aniana and Springville. You got a few moving over towards parts of Cleburne County as well, and so you can just kind of moving across I-20 right there. And we actually had a report from one of our sky watchers of a downpour in downtown Anniston earlier. A little bit further to the south, got not quite as many, got a few there, looks like in southeastern Autauga County near Prattville there in Millbrook, but you've got a few there that have just moved through parts of Lee County, just to the south of Auburn. But generally not as much coverage the further south you go, and there's not really anything in southwestern or along the coast at this point. Looking at the Huntsville Skycam, hey, we've actually got some rain to look at live here on the Skycam. You can actually see the raindrops falling, and then you can see a rain shaft there, the edge of that off a little bit into the distance there, away from the mountain. But it's nice to see some rain falling on the Skycams. It's 70 degrees right now with the rain falling. We've seen those temperatures fall at that location. We'll continue our tour around here in Russellville. Again, don't have any rain falling right there at the Russellville Skycam. Looks like it might be a rain shaft potentially off in the distance there, but you do see some vertical development of the clouds here. So definitely trying to get a little bit going as far as maybe some more scattered showers in that part of the state as well. And taking a look at Mount Cheaha, hey, we've got another camera where we've got active rain falling right now. So we've had that shower kind of move through from kind of the left-hand side of the camera and has moved over this direction over the course of the last 20 or 30 minutes. But right there in the midst of some decent rain, you can see some fairly heavy rain off the distance. And again, our temperature's now down to 68 degrees with that shower falling currently. Looking at the Montgomery Skycam, definitely warmer there. We don't have as much around as far as rain is concerned. We're still around 89 degrees here. But we still could maybe see a shower or two form. But again, the chances are definitely lower the further south you go, at least for right now. Dauphin Island is not looking like the other places for sure. It's 84 degrees, blue skies, and there's not really much going on with the clouds either. So not expecting any rain down towards the coast for sure this evening. So what we're watching for today and the rest of this week, again, isolated showers and storms are out there right now, especially in the northern and eastern part of the state. Expect that can continue until the sun goes down, and then things should start to fall apart. There still could be a few showers overnight, but definitely, again, plenty of places will be staying dry, as has been typical lately. We'll expect to continue to see those highs in the upper 80s and low 90s through the end of the week, and pleasant nights, generally relatively cool mornings still are on the board where we've got this not as humid air mass as it could be in place still. Temperatures right now in places where it's not raining, it's gotten pretty hot. It's 94 degrees in Birmingham right now. It's 92 in Tuscaloosa. However, where you see places where rain has fallen or is near where rain has fallen, it's 79 in Anniston, it's 78 in Gadsden. And it looks like, well, probably Huntsville, actually, that's, the airport observation is west of where that rain's falling right now. So that's probably why we're still seeing a temperature of 92 degrees there. But again, lots of 90s in the southern part of the state where you've got plenty of sunshine. Forecast lows for tonight, we expect to generally be into the 60s. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple places get in the upper 50s again, because we've continued to see that pretty consistently. But it does look like more widespread 60s possible with some of these showers and things and cloud cover around in spots. Forecast highs for tomorrow should be kind of a repeat of what we've seen today, generally getting into the 90s and maybe not seeing as many upper 80s. Again, if you do get a couple of showers around, then that may hamper your ability to get into the 90s, which again, most people will probably be fine with, but generally we're going to get in the 90s again, or the low 90s. Looking at our futurecast here, so the model is depicting some of those scattered showers right now. As we move through the evening, Still a few possible in the kind of the east central part of the state, and then beginning to die out for the most part overnight, although there still could be a few lingering showers down getting into parts of the south central and southeastern part of the state. As we move into tomorrow afternoon, a little bit better chance that some of the showers may begin to pop up in the southern part of the state here. So maybe getting a few showers in areas that haven't seen much here recently, so that could be good. And it looks like, at least for what the model's saying right now, that the northern part of the state could be a little bit drier for tomorrow than it has been today. And then as we get into Friday, it looks like for the most part we will be staying rain-free through most of the state, although you do look like you're seeing a few heavier showers moving towards the northwestern corner of the state as we get into Friday evening. So that'll be something that we will continue to check on and pay attention to. Looking at Tropical Storm Gabrielle. So again, we had Gabrielle was named earlier this morning, and it's still a tropical storm at this point, and looking about the same as it did earlier, maybe a little bit more convection beginning to fire around the northeastern quadrant of it there. Forecast to not strengthen extremely quickly at this point. Looks like we'll continue to have it to be a tropical storm as we move through the end of the week. And then as we get into kind of the middle part of the weekend, expected to get it into a hurricane category 1 status, but it's going to be running into some wind shear over the next couple of days. That's going to keep it fairly weak, and then it'll have some opportunity to strengthen as it gets further towards the northwest. Good thing about it, as you can see, the cone begins to curve here 5 days out, is that we don't expect that this will have any sort of impact with the U.S. East Coast. Definitely don't expect we will not have any issues with it in the Gulf or anything that's going to impact Alabama. Also hope that it might stay east of Bermuda as well, but that'll be determined later on. But definitely glad to see that will not be having major impacts. Now, as we look back off towards the east, we've got a couple of yellow areas here. These are the 20% chances of development. We've got a couple of waves actually. So this wave here is included in that, and this next wave that's starting to come off of Africa as well. So things are starting to come alive a little bit in the main development region. So it does appear that we will have a little bit more to watch over the next week or two. But again, this whole yellow region is a week out. So that's still well out to sea, obviously, and not something that we will have to worry about in the near term, but we will obviously continue to monitor that. All right, here's your 7-day forecast for North Alabama. Again, we got those scattered showers around, say that 30% chance there. So again, most places not getting rain, but there are definitely some places getting it out there. Maybe not quite as much of a chance for tomorrow, expecting highs still into the 90s, lows in the 60s. And as we get into early next week, we'll have an approaching upper level trough in a front trying to approach the area. We might see the temperatures go back down just a little bit with that, and we're hoping we'll get our rain chances up a little bit as we get a little bit further into next week. And then for South Alabama, again, we're not seeing a big change in the rain chances over the next couple of days. Still, most places will stay dry, but there still will be the possibility to get a few showers in a few spots. Could get pretty hot, though, as we get towards the weekend, getting up maybe closer to the mid-90s in some spots, but we do hope that we'll start to see the heat levels back down a little bit as we get into early next week. Well, that is your Alabama forecast update for now. We'll have another one coming up this evening on the Alabama Weather Network.